Previously on Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker.
Could be somewhere story-wise. Graha? You good, man? You good, my brother? Alright, man, you okay, he's down. Okay. Well, let's do some fluff dialogue. I love fluff dialogue. Our tour of the city was a pleasant distraction. I feel more than ready now to tackle the challenges of the day. Alright. The process by which forum members are elected is fair and equitable. Neither wealth nor social standing offers any advantages to a prospective candidate. But fairly elected or not, Master Matoya still found them all to be insufferable. I can understand. Even though I haven't met very many of them, I only met one. Which is their dad. I still don't understand how the vote could be unanimous. What could possibly convince them all to turn their backs on Eorzea? Right, that's an entire continent. That's like half the world. If the forum is intent on concealing its intentions, then a cursory investigation will avail us little. I suspect we will need to dig deeper and with the greatest of care. Though I have read much on the subject of Raz Adhan, this visit shall be my first. So it'll be interesting to see how the Hannes mean to contend with the tower. Different as their magical and technological disciplines are. Okay. So it's back to Thafnir. Had I known earlier, I would have considered more suitable attire. I wonder what is Thafnir like. Yeah, let's do Krail. I wonder if everyone done Krail first too. Interesting. An unsettling change has come over Charlian. But together we will divine the underlying cause for the forum's calliness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a concise as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Charlian's archive of historical records for any hint of the connection of the final days. Suffice to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Yeah, I feel like you got the advantage with all these people. Let us reconvene outside Menon, shall we? I don't know how to pronounce that last word. Exit the Enix to the right, and you will find the archives on the western edge of the woods. Alright. Don't worry, Thancred, Estinian, and Urianger. I'll be back for you. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Nomanian, Charlian's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that. For the archives of Nomanian, I'm gonna just call it Gnome for now until I figure out how to pronounce it. Extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of the tree. The vast halls of the great global library pale in comparison to known endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Charlian is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I have dispatched Justola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alisaie and Alphino will help me continue my search through the stacks open to general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Charlian history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once... Yeah, those over there. Once they found some promising tomes. Happy reading! Dang, I didn't know we were going to do a lot of reading and studying. I like that their sword is wrapped up in bandages. I remember this place in the Endwalker trailer. Can I look down there? Yeah, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. I am forever 20 summers young. Definitely sounds like a teen book. Yeah, I love the music. It's so nice and relaxing. Because I want to make sure I'll be able to read all of these books before... Oh my gosh, that little guy, he's so cute! I want him as a minion, look at him! Oh, that was so cool looking. Alright, I've done my studying, so where's everybody at? Alisaie and Graha finished first. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphinaud and Krell should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mention the final day specifically. So we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. The plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we might make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate, plenty of comfortable places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea. I like tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphinaud and I were to return to Charlene, we were not to be allowed across the threshold. Ooh. Yeah, we kind of figured as much. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Charlene, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ishabard, in fact, for generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite of the island of Fafnir. The Alligans founded a city in that feudal land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote. I forgot how to pronounce that. Serve as laborers. Pretty much the cat people. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and with the Fifth Calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still live in Corvos, brave the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. In Corvos under Garlean rule? Oh man. For the past 50 years, yes, some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial province, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Ominous. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of the House Darnus. Okay. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allegan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices have been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Alisaie no longer pass to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Alleg. As the last child born with the Alisaie, I was given over the custody of friends and the students of Baldician, who had me registered as Charlian citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisoix, was he not? Stories of adopted wives and rescued orphans are more common among Charlians than you might think. Yet, regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient prosperity, we outsiders can even earn the vaulted title of Archon. This is exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it remained a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books. Anthony, more companies should be arriving any moment now. Yeah, maybe. Interesting to hear. Oh, they're right over here. Yep. There are others better suited to poring over old books, history books, so I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events. If I can find anything to better inform the forum baffling behavior. Oh, sorry, I'm all up in your face, man. What else do I know of Corvos? Precious little, I'm afraid. I'm not returned since Master Goloff first brought me here. I can tell you that Corvasae rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it once was. Oh, and they have carpets. Flying carpets! The legends are quite extraordinary. Okay. Oh, there's Krell and Alpha-Toad. Where's your Stola? We return with our selections. Although I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Krell has already fluked through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarat firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. Well, I can definitely help you out there. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomenon did the ancient encounter at the final days drew nigh? A complete destabilization of creation magic, primals of unrivaled power were summoned from the aether, the worst kind of phenomenon you can imagine. I'm gonna go with the first one. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos I don't know why I was going to say chaos or chaos. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Yashola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Scions. Was there aught else of note which herald the approach of the final days? The entire star was engulfed by a disaster all at once. They say it began with the keening sound from the land itself. Alpha, you can answer this one. I want to say the first one again, but I feel like the second one is kind of good for like a warning or something. Yeah, let's go with the second one. It seems more like a warning. Ah, yes, the Almoratians spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually, it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarant was spared. So the ground was crying out, you say. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of the gnome moments and ask after any books which make mentions of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What distinctive action did they take? They summoned Zodiark, they summoned Hydaelyn, they knocked Dalmed from the sky. If I remember correctly, I think they summoned Zodiark. I think that's what was prevented it from happening. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. Yep, got it right. We did not know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls that intended to render unto Zodiac a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Venat and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Right, I was gonna say they summoned Hydaelyn to counteract Zodiark. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Teleferae truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs is forcing people to summon primals of kind of catalysts. Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magic? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola, but it's time we begin studying these research papers. Oh my gosh, everybody's minions came out at once. It really is comforting to have all these dedicated assistants on hand. Right then, enough chatting, more reading. Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of the final days, then that knowledge might suffice or surface in their writing. That is my hope anyway. I do think it's kind of curious that they all look to books to find answers that hasn't been happening in their world. Yeah, we already read that, so alright, more waiting. Y'shtola? I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produce 1 or 2 possible useful books. But I wouldn't give your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learned of the source reflection from the Goron oracles for its potential to cause panic and confusion. That tome was deemed apocryphal and sealed away in the Great Global Library. 'Tis even less likely that the knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, will be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason that then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuno with knowledge of the Telephore and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Interesting. But what if they don't actually really know of it? Like, what if they know that it's going to happen, but in the sense of, like, they don't know what to do? What if that is really what's going on? Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. I was thinking about checking on Thancred, Urianger, and Estinian. Dang, they're gonna make me have to do more reading? Ugh, that kinda sucks. You labor for what feels like an age of Y'shtola's research assistant. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's been forever. I think the pizza emote giveaway starts tomorrow and ends the 15th. Oh, okay. Well, shoot, I might do that tomorrow then. If you say it's available tomorrow, then I might just go ahead and jump on that tomorrow. Let's see. The reading will never stop. Yeah, it feels like it's forever reading. Like, look at all these books that they're reading. How are they reading all these books within, like, a day or two? That's insane. Okay, I found not of an interest so far. I think Y'shtola might be right about not getting our hopes up. Yeah, maybe. Your efforts to gain G'raha Tia's attention go unnoticed. He appears to be lost in his reading. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Whoa, Alisaie, what are you doing? You're not reading? She seems tired of reading. Oh, yeah. That doesn't make sense. They all are scholars. That's true. Well, technically, I am, let's see, what level scholar am I? I am a level 46 scholar. But they're probably like a level 90 or 100 scholars, so it makes sense. Daggone. Yeah, you're right about that. Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. If I were you, I still have a few quiet moments for myself. That might happen. Maybe. But yeah, Alisaie seems like she's done with reading for real. Krill? Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on subjects I mentioned? Yeah, I found some. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a moment at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Cool. Well, I did find one paper focused on the world before the advent of the first umbral calamity, but it reads more like a work of fanciful fiction than an actual academic supposition. I mean, yeah, at this rate, you might just get a bunch of fantasies or fictional stories. You need to work on that Archon dissertation before you go save the world. So you said I gotta do a lot of reading before I can save the world. Oh man. Alright, Alisaie. A seat of the last stand. Alisaie appears in desperate need of study break. I'm right there with you, Alisaie. You want to take a break together? Ready for a tea break, Anthony? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't... Wait. Calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come, meet me near the outside table and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite nice. Oh, okay, cool. Let's go do it. Wait. This guy got Endwalker armor on. He's got the final armor on. For Paladin. I actually really like that armor for Paladin. Looks really good. As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlian that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telephore. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Yeah, I think so. Alisaie is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. Oh, don't worry, I'ma definitely keep her by my side. I love Alisaie. Hey, there she go. Look at it. There's our girl. How you doing? Alright. Yeah, this is probably the one feature I really love so far. Is having like our characters follow us around. I love it. I so love it. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstood, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Telephore. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear in... Wait, you're that House Louisoix girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a foreigner. I've heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I will thank you to leave me be. I have naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. So it's foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Anthony. Dang, this guy was extremely rude. You okay, Alisaie? Someone here at the cafe should be willing to speak with us. Let's ask around. Yeah, maybe. Alright, Dick on, let's talk. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alisaie I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. I don't think you want to say... Never mind. Meet Dick. Meet Dickon, the owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on the occasion. Oh, really? I bet you have, Alisaie. Okay. Never mind. In between lessons at the studio. It seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino has set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Okay, maybe that was not very appropriate. Oh, I should... Excuse me. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Louisoix. No matter how discreet Master Fortuno may have been, news of your family doings never stay a secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Scions have the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What? Like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. Hey, Becky in the back, you know anything about this? I'm just kidding, no. Maybe there is. There's a visitor to Sharlayan's, aren't you? Yeah, I'm visiting. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server, with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversations while you're setting down the food. And you might just get the answers you're looking for. Ah, okay, not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? I kind of like it. Being a little server for a little bit. Better than reading books all day. Strong name for a strong haircut. Yeah, you know it. Ah, that's the spirit. Pay attention now. I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see Mitik, gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Oven-baked lobster? That sounds good. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Okay. Place the correct dishes on the first customer's table. What do I have? I think you're better off if I stay here, out of sight. Find out what you can, and there will be a hot cup of coffee waiting for you. Okay. Tea set goes to the group. Omelet to the Highlander woman. And lobster goes to the Mitik. Okay. Here is thy tea. Oh my, tea set. Lovely. Thank you. There you go. By the way, do you know anything about the final days? You know, Jesus might be coming. Tell it for who? I'm sorry. I've never heard of them or their final days. Okay, maybe I will stop with the jokes. Of course, it has her name too. And here's your omelet. Finally, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. Yeah, that works. There we go. Now we look more like a waitress. The oven-baked lobster. Unborn banter with a smile. Now, here's your lobster. Ooh, that lobster. Nice. And Interesting, they seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer. He's the best source of gossip in the city. If the forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. Well, thank you. But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind Prestel, away from the gossip and their wanging tongues. Yes, this should do nicely, out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Are they shipping cargo somewhere? It looks like they're having a lookout.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Right.
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Alright, Alisaie, what else do we got on the menu? The Labyrinthine Descent. Alisaie is excited to share your revelations, okay? We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Norman. I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cup back. Yeah. And she just runs. I want to see if anybody else got anything new to say. My loyal assistant returns. There is a lexicon on the first floor that I need you to, you found something, haven't you? Yep. She was ready to put me on some type of assignment. Where's Alisaie? I thought she was with you. She went to go return some teacups. She'll be back. Is that coffee I smell? Did I miss the tea break? Oh, sorry, man. You were so into your book. I'm glad I'm not the only one that talks to all the NPCs before and after each step of the quest. See, that's good that you did it too. I didn't think that many people do it. I'm glad you said you're not the only one as well, because there was several times I've been watching people and nobody watches it. I mean, not watches, but talk to the NPCs. I'm like, guys, you gotta do that. That's like extra dialogue that these characters have, and I love it. Welcome back, Anthony. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats. But, as you say, they ultimately answer to the form. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Yostola observed earlier, Nomen archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Combined with what Anthony and Alisaie learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of a particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telefere is woefully unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzean requests for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, has been mobilized on an unprecedented scale? I do not think it's a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and access the situation for ourselves. And we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. Fine idea. What should we expect down there? Anything would be better than burying my head into another dusty book. Oh man, I love that. Well, Alisaie already told us what to expect down there. I'll just say it's a fine idea. I'm glad you approve. You won't be disappointed, I promise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That'll be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Dang, Raha's gonna be putting all those books back? That's a lot of books. Let's head down the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Dang, Raha, you really gonna be doing all that? Watch your step in Labyrinthos. It's rather more perilous than a simple storehouse. Although that will likely make the experience all the more attractive to an adventurer like you. Alrighty. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorientating. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alisaie and try not to fall behind. Wait, whoa, she's actually leading? Off we go then. Alright, go ahead and lead the way. Oh, this is interesting, but she walks very slow. Come on, girl, you need to work on your walking speed. I know you're small. It's pleasant here among the trees, but we really should move along. 137, it's happening. It's not a brisk walk. Yeah. Now we run. Try to keep up. Wait. What? Whoa, okay. Keep to the path straight ahead. She was just like, alright, we're gonna run. And I'm like, what? Okay, we're gonna run. We cross this bridge. Let me guess, we're gonna take a left here. Like right up here. Up here. Yep. Let's go. Oh gosh. Oh, nope, not this way. I think I know where we're going. The roaster's not far now. Ah, right over there, okay. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to atone to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Okay. I already did atone to it, so we're good. Oh, what's down here? The Roastra. Chocobo Keep. Why do we have a Chocobo Keep down here? You didn't take a wrong turn into the roaster there, did you? I doubt the forum would take kindly to you barging into private succession. Yeah. I don't know. Didn't take a wrong turn. I just followed you. I have not been to Labyrinthos in the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. How did the forum learn of the final days? And exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer is at least one of those questions lies below. Yeah, hopefully, maybe. Alrighty. We're all here now. Yes, I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. Cool, let's go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
Whoa.
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed.
This is under Charlian?
If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
The Labyrinthos. The Northern Empty. They had this under Charlian? Wow. I was not expecting this. A makeshift sun.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
Wow.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Okay.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Oh my gosh, Alisaie is like super excited. She's just running everywhere.
Ugh.
You okay there,
Did
Krill?
you call to me just now?
No, you probably heard of Annette. Or the Lady of the Light.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
She has the power to echo just like me. Interesting. This music kind of makes me think of like a creepy playtime toy music. There's somebody flying up there. Okay, cool. I think this is probably like our first like actual... Whoa, yep. This is our first zone. Oh, okay, cool. We actually made it at our first zone. We're here to help or give more headaches, because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I am no mood for idle chit-chat. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have to pack more mods running loose. Your exchange with Erinville has taught you about exhausted gleaners. Ah. So they've been working a whole lot. Gotcha. Most of those gathered here appear to be gleaners. Why don't you wander around and try making small talk? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Excuse me, are you a gleaner? If I don't mind, I have some questions to ask. Fascinating. But could we go back to what you were saying earlier? Wait, so if this place got a makeshift sun and it's underground, that means there's no day and night cycle here. Nay, I am not shirking my duties. I have not been down here in an age and wish to get my bearings before I went bumbling about. From what I can see, however, there is not obviously out of place. It seems we shall have to resort to discreet inquiries as well. Dang, this place is huge. It's just as big as Sharlayan is. Maybe even bigger. It's crazy how they have this underground. Any luck, Anthony? What tales did the Gleaners have to tell? This, and that. So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right. The forum is definitely up to something, and they're returning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. Okay. Glorified rat catcher. Krill appears lost in thought. We would do well to learn more of what, specifically, the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Anthony, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escape Mormont? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, we might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. I see what you're saying. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! Alright, sounds good. You wish to help me find Mormonts? I have nothing suitable to pay you for your service, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'll welcome the assistance. The name is Arenville, friend. Specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Noxian Mormonts is a trial. I have no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no other Mormont species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in this sack. Gently, of course. Okay. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forests. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a Mormont or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Alright, well, let's get to it. I want to hear the battle theme, so I'm definitely going to probably fight something. Gosh, this music is still getting me. But I want to hear what this battle theme is, so let's hear it. Troll, let's go, buddy. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's an interesting battle theme right there. I didn't get to finish not reading, but hearing it all, but it sounds pretty good. The heck is this thing? Okay, here's a grizzled mouse right here. Okay, now I can hear the battle theme a little bit more. This sounds pretty good. Oh, we still got more company. Chirp, squeak. Okay, barely have you ready the sack when the grizzled mouse scampers off into the underbush. Oh, so we gotta still keep looking for it. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, the warrior of the light definitely need to be fast. He's just over here standing there. What do we look like if we were trying to capture something and we just toss a bag up in the air and expect it to get in the bag? It's kind of funny if you throw in like real life circumstances in it. Oh, it's right here behind a rock. Okay, okay. Alright, I got you now. Cheap. Get in the bag. Squeak, squeak. More prepared for its speed this time, you succeed in closing the sack over your elusive quarry. Hey, we got 'em. We got 'em, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 'em. Wait. It's turning nighttime. Oh, it has nice, smooth music now. Now it definitely feels like a lullaby. Okay. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. There you go. Ah, there's the odd Mormont. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in the holding cage. Thankfully, the Mormonts seem to be unharmed. They have held up well in isolation, but it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who asked you to capture them in the first place? What will you do with the Mormonts now? Yeah, what will you do with them? As for the Forum to decide, they are the guiding authority behind Labyrinthos after all, and this job was but one small part of this great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the two conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they will be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Anthony. Is this the Gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost Mormonts? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk anyway? I am Krell, the student of Baldician. These are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum decided of late have not sat entirely with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hope that by seeing those decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture, enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. No worries. Information is good enough for me. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? Yeah. So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun. The Forum contacted the Gleaners guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telephore made their chilling declaration. Interesting. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus am I inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives a distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive reconstruction of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it in effect. Yeah, that makes sense. And the Telephore's declaration was what set it all in motion. It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we can stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Arcarion? From there, we can reach the lower... Uh-oh. Krell, you okay? Krell, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent from left me with a bit of headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be on about it. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I'll remember the way to Arcarion. Okay. We follow the path east, through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse. Or Mormont, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Yeah, I fought a couple of them already. Okay, don't worry about me. I'm hale and healthy. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that... Nay, let's discuss this later. The investigation demands our undivided attention. This is the foremost material archive in Charlian. I should love to explore its treasure shelf by shelf, but I fear we have little time for such indulgence. I just realized they're playing that one dungeon, the song where it's like it has an upside down castle and all that. I forgot the name of it, but it's a good farming place for memory shards and all that. Were you caught in mist on your way here? The sprayers keep their air humid, so the habitat feels as close as possible to natural forests. Behold, the Archeon, a gnomon, serves as Charlian Literary Archive. So does this structure house the city's wealth of material data? The architecture, too, is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archon contains a physical history of the Charlians' unwavering dedication to the amalgamation of knowledge. Okay, Alphi-Toad is gazing into the Archeon with an appraising look. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak to the custodian. Yeah, let's do it. Deeper into the maze. Greetings. We are here to peruse the Archeon's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldician, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes. Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended. I am afraid for the time being, priority has been given over the convenience of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our reconstructing operation is concluded. Okay. By that time, it will be too late, and we were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step aside for the moment, and shall we? Students of Baldician. I think he's onto us. He's onto us! The forum must be wary of exposure indeed, to so heavily restrict the use of public institutions. If they're going to close off facilities, then they ought to announce it. The students must be furious. Yep, probably. Labyrinthos is constructed in the shape of a mortar. This upper layer is called the outer circuit. In the middle circuit lies one tier below us. Okay. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. Okay, what do you think we should do? But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. It's likely that the people in this area are involved in a restructuring in one way or another. If we were to integrated ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Okay, I guess we're going back to asking tons of people if they need help. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Oh, what the heck? You got something in that box? Squill, squill. Artist little squill, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archeon is open again. What the heck? Y'all got something in that box? Can I jump on it? No, I can't jump on it or anything. Oh, you just found that out a week ago? Oh, wow. So it is actually a thing. Quiet. You'll frighten it away. Wait, frighten what away? Oh, wait. It's our Gleaner buddy. Oh, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. Cloudkin. I need to capture is close, very close. Well, you need some help with that? I mind helping. You wish to help me with this, too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than one. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one that I'm after today is Hornbill. Its feathers are green and it cries a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Oh, are we doing one of those zoom in things again? The efforts are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Alright, I definitely think it is one of those where we gotta like zoom in and shoot. Okay, for a hornbill. Alright. Caw. Is that it? Nope. Is that it? Nope. Is that it? Pretty sure that caws. Yep, there we go. The hectic feedback was getting me. The trigger on the controller was getting me. They enabled the trigger feeling to it. I can't believe you shot that poor bird. What? It was my job. And I celebrated. Yeah. Happy hunting, baby. I know Thanksgiving is already done, but
a fair shot.
Oh.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
Oh, it actually feels really good. The feedback is nice.
There you are. Any new revelations?
Ran into our buddy again.
So you met with that Gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a Gleaner's duties.
Okay.
But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
the restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth.
What the heck is Charlian hiding? I feel like Charlian might end up being something that we have to go against.
The researchers involved in this secretive work are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I like it.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Right. Makes sense.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
Interesting.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, alrighty then.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Well, okay, we got ourselves a path. I never would have noticed this cave on my way on my own. Thank the scholar that Arvale knew of it, and that you were there to persuade him to share. I took a quick peek inside, but it's awfully dark in there. The Medal circuit, which Arvale mentioned, is the tier directly below us. Unlike the lowest level of Labyrinthos, with its rigid security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let us see what we might find. Alright. And this must be it. The entrance to the mine shaft. It's faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Alright. Man-made though it may be, this shaft was designed to resemble a natural cave system. Heed Ernvale's warning and do step carefully. Okay. Alright. Yeah, Alisaie seems eager to go inside. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though it might be wiser to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow, and don't forget to check your surroundings. From time to time, we can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Let's get going. I do like the epicness that the battle theme is, at least. Oh, that wasn't much of a climb. I was expecting like an actual climb, but no. It's just a regular old going down the cave, so it wasn't too bad. The mine shaft was infested with the Merle caps. Some sort of research project, I wonder? I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about narrow tunnels? It is kind of strange. Anthony, did you know that Krell almost took a tumble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. Yeah, we know there's something else. I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steeper than I thought, and I lost my footing for a moment. That's all. I'm not injured, if you don't count my pride. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence, at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the Medell circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Ernvale's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great immigration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. My memories of this place are a touch hazy, but if we keep to the path heading north, then we should eventually arrive at a farm of some kind. Okay. I do find it interesting that they have this cave that you have access to come down here, but they're blocking off the lift because this cave is like another way for anybody to come down here. Yep, definitely looks like a farm. Yep, there goes those grapes and Shadowbringers. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Moral Ergonomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety. Wow, the color just the color drastically changed. A wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable success might make it to Algora. Foods are so exotic you'll be hard-pressed and guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits subscribed on a card. I see no gleaners hereabout, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. It's possible that they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? Yeah, sure. I say so. See? What can you coax from the workers? The rest of us will do the same, or cast about for useful clues. Dun 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 dun. I don't know. Now, I think I'm gonna hear this song whenever I'm going to sleep. I'm told this cart holds the harvest meant for the lorders here. Nothing out of the ordinary. A field full of ripe vegetables being left to rot on the vine. Not a single picker hard at work. Clearly, procuring readily available fresh fruit is not the form's priority. And so you spent years researching this highly yield cultivation techniques. Took a moment to survey the surrounding area. There are several other facilities nearby we can investigate, if we fail to learn all the value here. Crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular local in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Isambard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and flora to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north gave away the swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transit into a hot and humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested as you might expect. Used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it Locus Ominous. The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but a researcher idle environment. Ones whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. Okay. The stack of crates on the hill is going below. That sounds promising. I'll gather the others and join you there. Okay. There's a stray tomato there. Oh, stray tomato want to fight. Alright, let's go. Let's go, buddy. You want to go? Want to go? You're just using your head. I got a sword and a shield here. You ain't doing nothing. You're nothing to me. I mean, you're the same level as me, but still, you're nothing. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and samplings, accompanied by sheaves of reports. Okay. Oh. They're lunar tears. At least that's what it looked like to me in the trailer. It is a beautiful flower.
Hard to look away, isn't it?
Oh.
But they're more than pretty flowers. HeartBlooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
HeartBlooms. Okay.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders.
Yeah, I have. That's where I got the lunar tear idea from.
Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy. Dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. with too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the HeartBlooms' secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Interesting.
Have you learned aught of interest?
I learned about these HeartBlooms. They seem pretty cool to have, but hard to...
A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
The heck was that?
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade?
Oh, hey, there's our boy. Erenville.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
Right.
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
I bet it is his father.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Krill?
Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him. Almost. I can almost reach you.
Yeah, I definitely suspect something out of that. Interesting. It feels wrong to spy on Erenville. Helpful as he's been, but what other choice do we have? Let's get after him already. We've waited too long as it is. Forgive my intention has been elsewhere. We were following Erenville, weren't we? Yeah. Is Cryo still feeling unwell? I have never seen her so distracted. Right, same. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarries slip away. I agree. You should see which way Erenville went. No, but we're getting ready to go. Okay, the full report, warts and all. Alisaie is not about to let Erenville out of her sight. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Erenville was headed westward, along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. And everyone runs off without me, of course. But somebody turned into a frog. I was like, why is there a frog and a dog just chilling here? And he's just running away. I was like, maybe I can cure him or something, but never mind. Alright. It seems your Stola wishes to have a word with us. Whoa. Okay. We've fallen too far behind, and this damn mist won't help matters. Okay. I can still hear it. Is this good? Is he wanted to be a frog on purpose, or can I actually cure him? He saw what I did to the tomato earlier. Okay. Hold a moment. I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logistaken Beta, one of the Labyrinthos climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access to upper or lower tiers. If I were an agent of the forum, it will make for a convenient meeting place. Really? But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of the importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invincible. You know it? Hippity hop, my little oh, snap! So that's what the other person was doing earlier. She's gonna turn us into frogs. I was wondering, why did that guy earlier was a frog? She's gonna turn us into frogs. Goodness. Unaccustomed to transfiguration? Worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companion hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. What am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'll be as likely to leap into jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Which reminds me, were the creature's whereabouts in that form, you are essentially defenseless. You have changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. You'll return from your transfigured status once you move too far away. Look to your map for a transfiguration area to effect. Speak with your Stola to restore or prolong the transfiguration. Cool. Yeah, couldn't she just turn us invisible? It does seem less dangerous. Okay. Alisaie, what do you got to say about this? Ribbit? Sigh, I would have enjoyed being a toad for a little while. If only for the change of pace, but your Stola is right. I am too preoccupied with other matters. Oh, this is cute. And she's just looking down at us too. Stand still and I shall recast the spell. The transformation shall last long enough to allow you to find and spy upon Arendvale. I like how she's just looking down at me. Hello, mommy. Nice to see you. Krell's just like, man, I want to be a toad. Alright. Alpha-No? Ribbit. Alphi-Toad and Ali-Toad are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Yep, come back to them. Gotcha. Oh, this is cute. Look at it. Oh my god. Can I still talk to him? Ribbit? Wait. Ribbit. I can kind of guess what they're pretty much saying right there. Oh, this is so nice. I like this. That's cute. And you can hear their feet just... Discuss your surroundings. Ribbit? Alpha-Toad attempts and fails to shake his head, but you nevertheless understood that he is telling you that this is the wrong way. Oh, okay. Ribbit. Ali-Toad turns to the face of the north. Perhaps she is suggesting you cross the bridge. Wait, Alpha-No said we were going the wrong way, though. Oh, well, let's just keep going. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. There we go. Oh, look at the little frog forms. I think that is their dad. I might be right.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work.
Oh, never mind. It's not their dad.
So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Charlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
I can understand that.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I'm not gonna lie, that cat girl was kind of cute. He recognizes us. Maybe?
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Yeah, sure. We got some good information.
While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Right.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Oh, I love that. He's been working with animals for a long time, so he knows about how their behaviors are. Okay. Our toad performance needs work, apparently. I'll have to pay more attention to the next time I see one. Really? I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps we discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This momentous duty the forum agent mentioned. Charlians has been called to action, and Teleforay declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they seemed deemed of it in sufficient import to disrupt all of the Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eosia's request for aid. Yep. Cool. It's 11:30.